Hello developers, and how are you this beautiful day? If this is your first time into my channel, my name is Eleftheria, and currently I'm doing some FreeCodeCamp Challenges, especially the data visualization with D3. I have already worked with D3 before, so I don't think that these challenges will be very difficult for me, but if you are a beginner, I think that you will find them very interesting. If you have any question, just leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer them. I have already recorded 3 videos, so this is the 4th one in data visualization with D3 by FreeCodeCamp. If you haven't watched them, I will link them in the description box and I would advise you to watch them before you can continue with this video. And one more simple thing, if you like this video and if you think this kind of content is interesting, then please like, share and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get going! We have to create a bar for each data point in the set. The last challenge added only one rectangle to the SVG element to represent a bar. Here you'll combine what you've learned so far about data, ender and SVG shapes to create and append a rectangle for each data point in dataset. And we also have an example here with select all, data, ender and append. What we have to do is to use the data, ender and append methods to create and append a rect for each item in dataset. The bars should display all on top of each other. This will be fixed in the next challenge. Okay, that's good. So you have the select all rect, and after that we'll have the data. Sorry for that, like this data, and inside there we will have the data set, I guess, and after that I will enter, and last but not least I'm going to have the append with the rect inside it. Oops. And now I think that this is correct, but let's run the test to see if they actually are. And yes, they are. This was actually not very hard, but let's keep going. So we have dynamically set the coordinates for each bar. The last challenge created and appended a rectangle to the SVG element for each point in dataset to represent a bar. Unfortunately, they were all stuck on top of each other. Yes, I think that you can see it in the right part that they're quite stuck to each other. So let's go into the last paragraph that says the attribute method in D3 accepts a callback function to dynamically set all the attributes. The callback function takes 2 arguments, one for the data point itself, usually D, and one for the index of the data point in the array. The second argument for the index is optional. Here's the format. And you have this example, so you have a selection, attribute, property, and then we have D and I. D is actually for data and I is for index. It's important to know that you do not need to write a for loop or use for each to iterate over the items in the dataset. Recall that the data method parses the dataset, and any method that changes after data, it runs once for each item in the dataset. Okay, I think this was important. So what we have to do is to change the X attribute callback function so it runs the index time 30 times. Okay, I'm going to line 19, and then I guess that you have to return I and then 30. And I think that this should do the trick. And yes, as we can see here, we have all the stacked bars. So this probably is correct, but let me check that, and it is. Okay, let's keep going. Dynamically change the height of its bar. The height of its bar can be set to the value of the data point in the array, similar to how the X value was set dynamically. So again, we have an attribute, the property, di, and a short example. Change the callback function to height attribute to return the data value times 3. Okay, so this time I think that pretty much I have to do the same thing, so I'm going to use the return and then D and probably 3. Okay, I'll check this one, and we can see that the bars are inverted, so Now, yes, we have to invert the SVG elements, and this is correct. So you may have noticed that the bar chart looked like it's upside down or inverted. This is because of how SVG uses x and y coordinates. In SVG, the origin point for the coordinates is in the upper left corner, and next coordinate of 0 places a shape on the left edge of the SVG area, and y coordinate of 0 places a shape on the top edge of the SVG area, so it should be somewhere here. Higher x values pushes the rectangle to the right. Higher y values pushes the rectangle down. To make the bars right side up, you need to change the way the x coordinate is calculated. It needs to account for both the height of the bar and the total height of the SVG. Okay, so you have that y coordinate, that is y height of SVG minus height of bar, would place the bars right side up. Okay, so let's see what we have to do. We have to change the callback function for the y attribute to set the bars right side up. Remember that the height of the bar is 3 times the data value d. Okay, let's go here, line to ND, and then we have to return once again. But this time we have the height, and then I think that we have this 3 times d that we have to keep in a parenthesis, 3 times d, and now we can see that they are they are inverted, so this should be correct. Oh yes, and it is. So that was it for this video, guys. If you like this video, if you like this content, please share and subscribe, and also leave me a comment if you have any question. Have an amazing day, and see you in the next video.